So what are some simple yet smart ways entrepreneurs or investors can pay less taxes without breaking any rules?
Well, first thing is, and this is important. Thank you bringing that up for tax-free wealth, because we're not talking about breaking any rules in tax-free
Yeah,
wealth.
yeah.
Okay, it's very important to legally, morally and ethically. But the first thing to do is change your mindset about it, because once you realize that we need to change the questions we ask, because typically I get the question asked. So like somebody'll buy a mug here, like this one, and they'll go, "Oh, sorry, here you go. So here's a mug. Is this deductible?" That's the question, right? And what we need to do is ask better questions, like, how do I make that mug deductible? Not is it deductible? Because I mentioned this in the book. If you really want to change your tax, you have to change your facts. So that means that anything can be deductible. The trip you take to Hawaii can be deductible. The meals you take your wife to dinner, it can be deductible. You buy a new car, that can be deductible. So anything can be deductible. The question is, what do I have to do to make it deductible? And am I willing to do those things to make it deductible? So that's the most important message in tax-free wealth, actually, is that you can change your facts if you want to. But the most important thing is you have a choice. So I may choose to go to Hawaii and not do any business while I'm there and pay tax on the income that I used to pay for the trip to Hawaii. Or I may choose to go and do business while I'm there and not pay tax on the money I used to travel to Hawaii. But that's my choice. But unless we have the education, we have no choice.
Yeah, you just can't assume, oh, I'm going to go around and write this off and write this off. Like, there has to be a purpose. There has to be a plan. It has to be by the book. You're going to go to Hawaii with your wife. Great. Did you look at property? Did you have meetings? Did you meet people for potential partnership? That's what you're referring to, correct?
Right. So the biggest single mistake that people make is they cheat. I mean, and you don't have to cheat. I mean, that's the biggest lesson in tax-free wealth. You don't have to cheat to reduce your taxes. Interestingly, the government's, the IRS is going after high income people because they say, well, the high income people are cheating. I'm going, that's not my experience. My experience is it's the small business person that cheats the most. It's actually, so somebody's cheating when they say, I'll give you a discount if you pay me cash. That right, that's a tax cheat 100% of the time. That's it. Why would they discount it why would they discount it for paying cash? Outside credit card fees, but if
because then they would pay double. They would pay the discount plus the tax when they pay the tax. So obviously they're not going to.
Yeah, right. So why would they do that? So no. So if you see the small business owners, they're the ones, and I think they cheat because I think they don't know the alternative. The great thing about the tax law, particularly in the U.S., we have the Equal Protection Clause of the U.S. Constitution. What that means is, while the rich do make the rules have to apply to everybody. So all we have to do is learn the rules of the rich. And that's what tax-free wealth is about, learning the rules of the rich. Once we learn the rules of the rich, and then we have an advisor who can walk us through the details of those rules and how to apply those on our tax return in our life. Once we have those two things, we can get the same tax benefits that the wealthy get.